I lied to you. I just told you. You don't know it was just now, but I know it was just now. I just told you that I would pack my suitcase and go to Onomichi tomorrow. But that's a lie. I will record this block of this video before I do that. I didn't think about it, but I want to record this before I record the other stuff. I just want to put together the new episode of Baby Assassins Every Day. That's episode number 6. And a documentary of Baby Assassins. Because I watched the documentary in the cinema and it doesn't really have a lot of spoilery content or deep content. There's not much stuff to say that somehow, that's worth a big video, and no, it just makes sense. It's not so much of a deal. The documentary is fantastic. 5 out of 5. Great. Especially if you like to see how action is being filmed, because that's the main part of the documentary. In between, you get some small interview scenes. You get some stuff like meetings because there's some delay because the actresses don't feel well and someone gets hurt. But it's very relaxed and chill and mostly without any commentary, just showing how they film the action. They don't show much about any other scenes, almost only action. And it's just gorgeous if you enjoy this kind of stuff. So even if you don't speak a single word Japanese, you can enjoy this documentary if you like to see how they make the action. And that's very, very good. And here. No, this documentary. Is it? Yeah. Is it focused? Should I hide? Yeah. Anyway, that's wonderful. And they basically go through the whole story. I don't know if they shot in that order, like the actual order in the movie, or not, but they basically go through the story. So they finish with the big final fight and they start with the beach stuff. And so they just go through it. They show how they did it. That's very nice. But besides that, there's not much going on, not much deep knowledge to get from here. What I thought is interesting is that even a lot of the production equipment, like some cards or microphones or stuff, are actually blue and orange, and I hate it so much. Somehow is probably just trying to brainwash the whole film industry into believing that blue and orange is actually a normal combination of colors that's everywhere, and I hate it so much. It's so ugly and awful. What's not ugly and awful is that this movie proves that less color grading is actually better, because I feel like some scenes in the documentary look better than in the movie, especially since people don't have orange skin like they sometimes have in movies. But Yugo Sakamoto actually has sometimes orange skin here, or slightly orangey. Maybe there's a light, I don't know, look slightly orange. I'm worried about his health. Please be healthy and safe, Mr. Sakamoto. We need you. So it's just fascinating to see how this trend of blue and orange is just everywhere when it comes to film. And I hate it so much. I wanted to stop it. It's terrible, and please don't do that anymore. If you're making a movie and you think blue and orange is a nice combination because human skin is slightly orangey and the sky is blue, then sleep. Think about it again, decide it's a bad choice, and just don't do it. Don't do this type of lighting and color grading. Just make it look natural. Like, I'm not orange here, I hope. Am I orange? No. Just looks much, much better. So, please. Yeah, and especially great here is when they shoot the final fight. Um, they show some scenes from the break time, and Saori Izawa and Sosuke Ikematsu are just dead. Like, she's sitting there, can barely sit straight, and tries to eat, and it just looks like an animal, like a yeah, choking on some food. It's so awful. They suffer so hard for this movie, and he's just lying down and not getting up, and just being plain dead. And I think he was the only person in the movie who had a stunt double, and it's always weird to see actors with their stunt doubles together, especially like same outfit and all. It's really confusing. And another thing I liked, I think that's something similar to Hong Kong movies, where they show action, like they start an action, they stop, they change the camera perspective, and start again, and they just keep filming all the time. So there's an edit, and then you have a different perspective, and they just keep doing that. So I just go stop, go stop, go stop, and in between they change the camera. And I guess that's a very efficient way to film action, because you don't need a lot of cameras and you just switch smoothly. So that was super interesting. And yeah, a lot of practice scenes, and yeah, just how they did it. This whole first big action scene in this, what is it, like a city hall or something. So, oh my god, this historic building, can we actually shoot action? Yeah, sure, have fun. Great. So it's a lot of fun. It's very enjoyable. It's very interesting to see. But yeah, there's not much to get here. Like I said, the two girls at some point don't feel well, so they have to delay some shooting. The big guy, what was his name? Mondo Otani. He hurt his ankle, so he went to the hospital for one day and came back, and I was like, yeah, I'm good again. And yeah, there's like one meeting where they discuss two different schedules that they could follow now, and they never pick up on it again, because then seemingly everything went smooth. And what I think is interesting is that Yugo Sakamoto is actually not that much in the documentary, I guess because it's so focused on the action. I think maybe we actually see Sonomura, well, Kensuke Sonomura, probably more than him, or maybe I just feel like that. But yeah, Sakamoto isn't that much in there. Of course, it's still focused on the two girls, and there's like small shade of story, like they have each other to go through this, very similar to the movie. And yeah, I just want more like feature length making of documentaries. Can we please establish that as a normal thing and show these at the cinema if they're good? The same was with the Shin Kamen Rider documentary. Same, focused on the action scene, and it was just brilliant and wonderful. Some people turned it into a big Anno treats his employees badly. But to me it looked like that's how creative work functions. Like, you have an idea, you notice it doesn't work, you want to try something different, and if someone can't do that, maybe you get a little bit frustrated. I mean, it's not nice, it's not beautiful, but it's something that happens. You try stuff and it doesn't work, so you change the plan, right? Anyway, it is a brilliant documentary. If you have the chance to watch that, please watch it. I hope this one will be released as a set with the movie. It would make sense, just put it in there as a bonus feature. And if my cinema where I went says anything about the crowd attendance, there's some interest actually there. Like, it plays, I think, in Osaka in very few cinemas, like everywhere, once a day, and they spread it out over the daytime, so depending on when you want to watch it, you can go. I watched it like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, there were some people, not too crowded, but yeah, I guess the movie is hype enough to get some people into the seats to watch a documentary about her. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I would love to see that long-term established, just to see how movies are made in the cinema. I mean, I love movies about making movies anyway, so why not in documentary form? Well, I mean, for the DVDs, I used to make them anyway all the time, so please, more of that. And I guess that's all for now, and we will now switch to the Baby Assassins Everyday Episode 6 review, which will hopefully be a lot of fun, but so far the show has been great, and I love it, so let's hope they keep it up. Future Michael, keep talking. Hello, it's way too late. Here we are in part 2 of this episode. Now we're talking about episode 6 of Baby Assassins Everyday, and it's the big climax and the big finish of the first story arc. After this, we will start a new story arc, and that looks super, super exciting. And this episode was wonderful, so let's just go through the story very quickly. It's very simple. Last time we said in the end credits they did their mission that was 6 years in the making, and it went super smooth, even though they had lots and lots of problems. And in the end, something was very wrong when their boss went in there to kill this elderly lady. And here he explains, just couldn't do it. She looked so nice, a nice old lady, can't kill her. And then he remembers, oh, I've got a killer drone, and bombs her to death, and decides that his killer drone is his new partner and his new best friend. And our little dude, Natsume Kei, is the character's name, so the guy who organized everything, who recruited the girls and so on. He goes crazy, kills everyone, and in the end, there's a big showdown. And the showdown is really nice. It's very different from what we have seen in, for example, Nice Days. So it's filmed in pretty long shots. A lot of like controlled camera movement gives the whole fight a very strange rhythm. There's no music, so it's very different experience from the other fights, and it's very, very good. It's pretty long. It's so far probably the best action scene in the show. I mean, not that there were many, basically just the first one in the kitchen in the first episode, and then one small later. But this one was really, really great, and I enjoyed it very much, but not much more happened in this episode. It's completely gaga, it's crazy. It reminds me more of very early Sakamoto movies where people just go crazy and kill everyone, and it's a big bloodbath, and it's pretty similar here. And it's an interesting switch how suddenly the mood completely changes. In this episode, the girls aren't even that present, because it's more about this Natsume character and how he's handling the situation. And basically the girls are, for the most time, just preparing to go back home after this mission ended, and that's it for them. So it's a very strange episode. It's a very good climax for this story arc. I think in retrospective, the story arc was actually very good. The way it played out was super fun. I hope I actually said that this idea of having this big mission that just gets played out as if it's nothing, and basically they completely did that and did a big final fight that's something completely different not that related to this mission. And it's a big, AI is the best thing ever, and so it picks up this current trend in the world. The boss suddenly loves AI and is like, AI could even make me my beloved bento and all these things. So he's suddenly a complete technology freak, and doesn't go well for him. So very, very good episode. And after this, we see a little bit of the fallout and what might come after it. And it's super, super good. And one thing that we see is that there's some new office with new characters. I think there are 6 people, if I'm not wrong, who are now awaiting the 2 girls. The 2 girls make plans to go to Chisato's family, and that somehow brings suddenly the big connection to Nice Days. Then for some reason suddenly Atsuko Maeda shows up. Is it Atsuko? You know, that nice lady from part 3. And let me just check. Yeah, it's Atsuko Maeda. Suddenly shows up and seems to be important. I don't know if she's just a guest or if she will stay longer here. Anyway, they set up Tokyo Emoto as the most likely next big boss. He's sitting on a chair between lots of dead people with bleached hair and looks really funky. I'm very excited to see him. Seems to be something completely different from what we had before, where we had this elderly man who's a little bit weird, but supposedly a completely amazing killer. And now, we get this more, I would say, appropriate for what we're used to here, guy who seems to be a real threat. At least he's presented in that way. Like this old guy, he was never presented in a way. They said, he's a legendary killer, but he never really acted like that. He never showed that side. He was just the weird old man. And therefore, that's something new, at least in the show. I think it's pretty much what we know from the movies, like there's a tough guy. Maybe not as messed up as here in part 3, Mr. Ikematsu. But that's another thing someone brought up here. Ikematsu's character in Nice Days and here our Natsume would have been a lovely pair. Like both just want someone to be friends with. They could have been the male baby assassins, I guess. Anyway, so that looks all super, super good. This office where the 6 people are waiting for our 2 girls to arrive. I checked the actors. 3 of them I couldn't find. The other 3 have done some things. There's a lady, that's Fujiko Kojima, who was in stuff like High and Low, the movie, or the Fatal Frame movie, which is actually very good. And then we have Ryu Ichinose, who did some stuff which I haven't seen. It's all TV shows, so I have no idea about that. I don't watch many TV shows besides this. And then we have another face that I have seen, actually. That's Takenori Goto, a big muscle dude who was, for example, in the TV show The Naked Director, which at least the first season, I think, was very good. And he was in this relatively terrible movie G-Man. I couldn't finish watching. It was too bad. But I think he's maybe a fun new character here. I'm very excited to see what they will do. I'm very excited to see how this next story arc will play out. And seemingly they changed the location again. They haven't been in their apartment for quite some time. Interesting how they do this stuff. And yeah, it's all really, really good. I'm very happy how this played out. I'm happy that they finally have a connection to Nice Days by bringing in Atsuko Maeda. And it's all really great. What can I say? We finally got some action back. We have promising new characters. It's all wonderful, and I hope they can keep this level for the other half. But I guess they will easily do this. So let's see what's gonna happen next week. I seriously need to sleep. It's already super late. And thank you for watching, and see you soon with another video, probably about this movie, Shadow of Fire by Shinya Tsukamoto, which I recently watched this Blu-ray, and I have seen it 3 times in the cinema, and it's an amazing movie, and we will talk about it pretty long, I guess, because there's a lot to say. So, good night or good day, and see you. Bye.